Dear viewers, thank you very much for those lovely comments that you leave. The views for the show are as high as a penguin's flight ceiling, but it's the comments that makes my inner voice go, "You're about to strike gold, my lucky friend." It's great to be doing this show. This is a show that represents everything that's right and wrong about this world. It's like a unicorn riding a bicycle. Magical, but also slightly ridiculous. We stand at the brink of a great upheaval of the global history, a moment when we will once again seize the opportunities of our age, like a toddler seizes a cookie with a fierce determination and a complete lack of self-restraint, or like a dog seizing a frisbee with enthusiasm and a complete disregard for personal safety. But seizing is what matters. After all, history remembers only the doers. So ladies and gents, welcome to a fresh new episode of Globetrotting for Gossip. Let's seize the day. Carpe diem. Let me grab the bull by the horns and milk it for all it's worth. Music maestro, it's time to turn up the volume. Buckle up, buttercup, because the headlines are about to hit you with all the drama, comedy and tragedy of a Bollywood movie. A new woke angle has been unearthed behind the crash of the Silicon Valley Bank. Shocking. Who knew hiring and promoting people based on their gender, race, color, and waist size was a bad idea after all? China is bringing Iran and Saudi Arabia together. All China can't bring together is originality and its products. Dutch farmers have taken a break from their daily dairy duties to protest nitrogen emissions targets in The Hague. Do you know The Hague was once home to the world's first ever cat show? It was held in 1896 and featured over 200 cats of different breeds. I'm totally with the farmers, but why The Hague? It is as useless as the WTO, which is as useful as a waterproof towel. There's a huge case being discussed in Canada that can have grave ramifications on the entire world. Canadian court is busy discussing if middle finger is a God-given right or not. I'm sure these are the kinds of cases that a new judge dreams about while taking the oath of service. Hillary Clinton and Zelensky's wife Zelenska are now friends. A serious-looking Zelenska was seen telling Hillary how to shoot down Russian fighter jets with tomato jars, while a grim-looking Hillary was still trying to figure out how she lost to Donald Trump. A uranium heist has gone wrong in Africa. It was stolen from Libya and recovered on the Chadian border. The thieves probably thought that they have stolen a shipment of yellow cakes instead of actual uranium and hence dumped it. You must note that Chad is a US lackey. So who stole the uranium and for what should be apparent. ICC has issued arrest warrant for Putin. Putin was seen trembling from fear and screaming like a banshee atop a big grizzly bear and topless as usual. Wagner Group is recruiting with vengeance these days. The group has ditched top universities and has focused its attention at the world's biggest university of self-satisfaction, Pornhub that is. Why did the porn star turned spy turned a beekeeper? Because she was an expert at honey trapping. Sorry, bad joke. Now on to the main course. Saving money is Japan's national sport, but their ancient wisdom seems to be failing them, like a sumo wrestler on diet. The purchasing power of their time deposits has sunk to a 48-year low due to inflation. They should start investing in more valuable commodities like ramen noodles or Pikachu plushies or friendship with Russia. Look who finally decided to show up, the World Health Organization's chief, Dr. Tedros. He has announced that finding the origins of COVID-19 is a moral imperative. Like, duh, Tedros, we could have told you that 2 years and 150 million cases ago. And now he confirms the rumor of a lab leak in Wuhan. It's like he's trying to win the Captain Obvious award. But hey, at least he is doing his job now, right? And who knows, maybe he'll get a bonus for stating the obvious. But let's hope it's not in the form of face masks or sanitizer bottles. We have enough of those already. India, Russia and Indonesia walk into a bar, but instead of ordering drinks, they order some BrahMos missiles. Because why not? US and EU have gotten their knickers in a twist over this news. But India also has yoga and pranayam to offer to calm things up. India and Russia are playing BFFs, so EU is flirting with Pakistan to irk India. It's like getting into a relationship with a talking toilet seat just to irk the girl after getting dumped. Good luck, EU. Have a blast with Pakistan. Saudi Arabia has imposed restrictions on Ramadan practices, limiting loudspeakers and surveilling worshippers. Compare that with the UK, where mosque loudspeakers are increasing both in terms of intensity and numbers. Londonistan is not far away, it seems. Bashar al-Assad has vowed complete support to Russia. We sincerely hope he doesn't resort to his ghastly humor. Oh, corruption and cronyism in Turkey, say it ain't so, Erdogan. And let's face it, with Erdogan's love for chaos and disregard for the law, he will lose by a landslide. He flip-flops like a fish out of water between US and Russia. Using hostages as a bargaining chip might not be the most effective policy, but it sure does make for some dramatic hostage flooding situations. And as for converting cathedrals to mosques, it's not culture, it's the very lack of it. But hey, at least he'll have a quiet, peaceful retirement to reflect on his political accomplishments, or lack thereof. Romanian has become the official language of Moldova. That's nice. Romania isn't on the US side, but Moldova is, so it can be counted as a minor victory for Russia and a major loss for the EU. Who knows? The dreams of the great Eurasian country is just a couple of years away. Did you hear about Ursula von der Leyen's US visit? It's like watching a tennis match, except instead of two players, it's a country and a block. And they are both hitting balls at each other. The EU is like, China is our bear, we are not giving them up for anyone. And Biden's like, but guys, China is like that toxic ex you keep going back to. We need to break up with them for good. It's like the EU is in a bad relationship and they are not ready to let go. They are entwined with China like a pair of cheap Chinese headphones that are constantly tangled up. And Biden's like, let me help you out. Here's a pair of AirPods. Let's see what comes out of it. Breaking news, folks. Yevgeny Prigozhin, founder of the Wagner Group, can become the next president of Ukraine. So let's all sit back and watch as Prigozhin attempts to run for president of Ukraine. Will he sink or swim? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be a wild ride. News from Germany always makes me excited because I get to read unpronounceable German words. So hold on to your Lederhosen, folks. Olaf Scholz is pushing for electoral reforms that the opposition is vehemently against. They claim that such reforms will destroy democracy and concentrate power in one hand. Scholz is accused of wanting to remain in power come what may. Olaf Scholz, on the other hand, like a wily fox, is outsmarting his opponents at every turn. Here is a poem on Olaf Scholz. Olaf Scholz, a man so cool, he runs the country like a school. He's got policies, he's got plans, and a heart that beats for fans. He's not afraid to roll up his sleeves and get down and dirty with his colleagues. With a mind like a doorknob, can he engineer the great German rob? Here's another poem on two news stories that will shake the Canadians up. It's not funny. The great Canadian murder scandal is back in the news with tales of murder and mystery and some pretty strong clues. Sherman's and Justin's brother Mitchell are the victims of a conspiracy that's quite a hell. JT's reputation as a PM is now in doubt. With rumors swirling about him, there's no way to opt out. The firing of justice authorities on the day of Sherman's death is a coincidence too great to ignore. We have to take a breath. As for Mitchell, the Trudeau that met an untimely end, Justin can breathe a sigh of relief. The media won't offend, But we all know the truth. It's plain as day. JT's a killer and he'll do anything to have his way. So beware all you Canadians and keep a watchful eye. JT's on the loose and his motives are sly. Protect yourself and don't let loved ones out of sight, or you'll end up like Shermans and Mitchell, lost in the night. Sudan is up to some real business. They have gone and cozied up with the US's arch nemesis Russia. Apparently, they are cooking up a plan to switch to their own currencies when doing business with each other. Looks like they're trying to give Uncle Sam a run for his money, only this time quite literally. Zimbabwe has decided to switch teams too. They have abandoned the good old US of A, but that's not all. They are going all in and ditching the dollar for rubles and trading with Russia. Good luck to them. And to rub some salt in the West wound, Zimbabwe is joining the big boys club now. BRICS, I heard they even had a secret handshake. Venezuela, the new political asylum resort for all those dissing the West. Looks like they're offering free tickets to their country for anyone who can't stand the heat in their home countries. Maria de los Angeles Duarte, the former Ecuadorian minister, was playing hide and seek in Argentina's embassy in Quito, hoping to stay away from her enemies. But it seems she got bored of hiding and chose to fly to Venezuela instead, where she can freely express her dislike for the West. Seems like Venezuela is turning into a refugee Disneyland, complete with roller coasters of political dissent and free admission for all those who hate the West. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes another exciting edition of our Geopolitical Weekly Roundup, globe-trotting for gossip. And by exciting, I mean as thrilling as watching Biden fall off his bike. We covered everything from the latest dictator fashion trends to the world's most incompetent politicians. We hope you enjoyed this week's dose of political chaos, because let's face it, there's nothing better than watching our world leaders make a complete fool of themselves. So until next week, when we'll once again delve into the dark and murky world of international relations, remember to stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay away from politicians who wear too much bronzer. See you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. Peace out, trout. Bye-bye, butterfly.